So I was actually gifted this game to give my impressions and review on it. Now I've played the MechWarrior series before, but that was way back in the day, and I wasn't the biggest fan of the game. But after spending my time with MechWarrior, I can safely say I'm a fan now. When I first loaded up the game, first thing I noticed was the outdated graphics. Now some parts did look really cool at times, especially when you see the planes coming over the distance, even though sometimes you can see them just spawn in. But it's still pretty cool though. Now I went into this blind. I didn't know anything about the game, just that it had mechs. So I started my single player campaign and was quickly introduced to the controls. So the way it works is your body and legs move separate from each other, so you can walk straight but fire in any direction. Now when I first started, I was having problems really trying to get it down. But after I really tried to learn it, it was so much easier to control your mechs. And the basic tutorial wasn't really the best in explaining anything. You pretty much just figure it out on your own. So let's talk about the story, or what little story there is. So basically you were attacked and your dad died, and now you're a merc for hire. So now you and your crew take on jobs to earn money and make a living. I know it doesn't make any sense, and I'm probably wrong somewhere, but honestly the story is the weakest part in my opinion, and half the time I didn't know what was going on. I was just ready to shoot and make money. It's not until you unlock the co-op in your star map when things really got addicting for me. Which brings me to the gameplay. When you unlock your star map, it's like it became a whole nother game for me. Before I knew it, I was micromanaging mechs in my ship, looking for high-paying contracts, and building partnerships with many different factions in the game. I also really love the reputation system they have in the game. So how it works is, if I keep fighting for a certain faction, my reputation goes down with another, and if I'm in their system shopping, they'll hike up the prices, and if I do a contract with them, they don't really allow you to negotiate much with them. After unlocking the co-op, they give you your first AI partner. I highly suggest making some money and buying 2 more teammates also. So after finally getting my crew together and building my reputation with one of the factions, I was on my way to making more money and getting better mechs. The negotiation mechanics were also great. If I was low on money, I dumped all of my points into C-bills, or if I wanted to salvage, then dump everything into there. And when I got to a point where I ranked up a bit and was encountering better mechs, I started dumping everything into salvage. Because if you destroy a mech in a certain way, like blowing the head up or taking out the legs, you have a chance that it will be inside the salvage list for you to get, so you can have a new mech to use or to sell, since some of the mechs sold for a good price. Now the way that contracts work is your basic attack and defend added with a little spice on top. Like sometimes they would have you go there and destroy a base, other times you have to defend the base. And they also have multi-day missions where if you get damaged bad, you better hope that you have another mech inside of your ship, because you're not able to repair your mech since the fight is the next day. Let's talk about the co-op. I had so much fun with my boy that got me the game, and my buddy from Discord. We took on so many contracts and they helped me out with some also. The one thing I love was the fact that you can pretty much do the whole story and take on any contract with your friends. And with so many mechs to try out and so many different loadouts to build, I was having a blast. Playing with AI was okay and all, but the real game is playing with friends. Sometimes we had contracts that were really hard, so one of us would tank all the mechs while the other one finishes up the mission. Now, let's talk about the combat. Basically, combat is fun, and sometimes you can just dominate your opponents, or they can bring out the heavy hitters and give you a real tough battle. It's pretty much who has the stronger mech and better loadout wins. Some mechs have long-range missiles and have extra lasers on them, while others have giant cannons and machine guns equipped to their chest. You start off on one side of the map and make your way to the objective, and from there the battle starts. Shooting felt good, and I love the fact that you can shoot individual parts off the enemies and strip them of all their weapons, leaving them defenseless. The game was very addictive. Going into battle and seeing a mech that's better than yours on the salvage list made me keep playing and looking for better contracts. Now let's talk about the cons. Now, even though the game is addicting, but I can see where it will get stale over time. With a very limited array of different mission types, you find yourself doing the same missions over and over. The only thing that saves it is the fact that the combat is fun, and getting new mechs felt rewarding. Another issue was the story. It wasn't the best. The voice acting was okay, but after a while you hear the same speech over and over. And after unlocking the star map, I don't even think I touched another story quest. In fact, they should have unlocked the star map to begin with, since after you get it, the I guess so-called story didn't really mean much since there was so many better things to do. So I was going to add the outdated graphics to my con section, especially during the cutscenes in the start. The mechs looked really bad. But all that goes away when you start actually playing and can be overlooked since some parts really look cool. Plus, there's mods out there that can improve the environments and weather conditions. I'm really glad I was gifted this game, otherwise I would have never knew about it. I had a blast with MechWarrior 5, from destroying bases to collecting mechs and making a living. I give MechWarrior 5 a 8 out of 10. Honestly, you guys should pick this one up. Now, the graphics are a little outdated, but it's a really fun game. Really fun. I've actually been playing this a lot, so you guys should, check it out. Let me know what you guys think about it. Comment, like, and subscribe.